So we're going to use the ladder today. This is how I keep it in my roof. I use this, look. So what happens is you push it forward and it drops down. So it goes inside, you know, the hole of the step. That's how I keep it. And it goes on the hook, see. So it goes on the hook. It's got enough room to come in and out, look. It's got enough room to just go in and out. That's just a small step. I just keep it in the roof like this, out the way. But that's how I keep my step out of the way. So I don't often go up the steps, and I am a wuss. When it comes to climbing wobbly ladders, I am a wuss. Especially the transition going up and above. If this was longer, fine, I'd go up and I'd step off. But when you have to clamber over the top, and me being such a wuss I am, I like to secure it. So the strap comes here, goes through the steps, so it's not going to foul your steps as you're stepping on and off. Comes down here, comes back in through here, and we just do the ratchet. Just click it up nice and tight. So A, it's not going to move, the wind's not going to move it. When you're cocking your leg over, you're not likely to kick it or make it move. I mean, if you're regularly going up on and off your buildings for whatever reason, whether it be looking after your CCTV cameras, mainly wiping the cobwebs off the damn things, because I don't know why, but the spiders are attracted to the light, the infrared light. Whether you're going up there to get the duster to get the cobwebs off, it's always worth considering putting a permanent place. But luckily I've got the back of the door here, so I can strap onto it. But if I didn't have the strap onto it, make a permanent place where you can, obviously you don't want steps there all the time, you can take your steps on and off, but when you do put them on, you know they're in a secure position. Maybe some eyelets in the wall, maybe some, you know, you've got your own steps, so you can make your steps fit your building, whether they clip in over there or whether you do something on the floor, but always make them nice and secure. Then you're not likely to get into any bother, because okay, it's not very tall, it's not very high, but it's still gonna hurt like hell if you fall, isn't it? So always, if you can, secure your steps or customize the steps that you've got for the building you've got. Today's mission, to remember this mess we made here. See the tank tape, look, the tape has stuck, and the face of this stuff is fairly well stuck, but the face has come off the end of it, look. Interesting. Anyway, we knew it was never gonna last, was it? As usual, I don't buy materials to do a job. I do a job with the materials I've got. And in this case, that was a bad idea, because remember we sort of fixed this, didn't we? We made this go over there so the water drips. But it's this transition from climbing down this wall here and onto there. It stopped a lot. It's much drier than it was, but this is not a good idea. It's not a good look. It was that corner plastic stuff that I used. So it's lasted quite a while though. I don't really how much long ago we did it. Must have been, it's got to have lasted a good few months anyway. So before the winter hits, we're on plan B. I haven't bought anything specially just to do the job. I'm just again using what I've got, which is the remnants. Well, I wanted to get hold of that stuff. That's really good. That's on cables. That's on the outside of cables, and that's pretty good, sunproof and all the rest of it. But we had remnants off that roof to me, strips of rubber. So what we're going to use is the strips of rubber there and sort of glue them in here. That's the plan anyway. So my preferred way of building a roof is, because I'm all about maintenance free, build the wall and put the roof inside the wall. You see, we've got three roofs here. See the end of that wall the same. Build the wall and put the roof just inside it, so you don't know maintenance. You've got no fascia boards, nothing outside. It's good, but you do get this joint moving. This pretend lead, you know this, you get it on a tape and you warm it up and you stick it on. I call it pretend lead. It does fine for a while. It does fine for quite a few years, but I suppose the weather, everything does eventually get to it and kill it. Outside, the sun and the heat and the rain and the cold kills everything, doesn't it? Except this roofing material, this walk safe. I put it on everything. It's cracking stuff. Doesn't perish. Anyway, so I had the problem on this edge here and this edge here, and I discovered this thick plastic covering that they put. You see a roll of cable, that they lay on the ground, big rolls of cable. So then I fixed it here, put it over the top, fixed it this side, so it covered these both edges. And you know what? It's done really well. The sun hasn't cracked it. It's still pretty movable. Obviously, it's meant for that. It's meant to keep rolls of cable, the weather off the cable for years and years. And it's doing really good. But as hard as I've tried, I can't get any more of this. Can't land on any more. And and I know, as soon as I've done this job, I'll find some of this in a skip somewhere. But anyway, we've got to deal with what we've got now, haven't we? So this is the tin roof, wood roof underneath, chipboard, and then these tin sheet roof. What are these? Sides of buildings roof stuff, So that's on the top of this. So this is chipboard and bitumen and flat roof, and then this on top, and it's holding up so well. It's a bit wet in places, and now and again you've got to re-black the edge, but it's just this bit. So anyway, we had more of this, didn't we? We cut it into a strip and we stuffed it in the corner, so that I'm happy with that protection there. It's just this here that we know the water's going to dribble down. I've tried it with lead before, as you can see, this pretend lead on a tape, if you might call it. What's it called? Flashing? And it's okay, but then it's not okay. So all we've got to do is seal this now. I don't know, find some way of securing. Are we going to drill and fix this in there, are we? Or are we just going to put the thing over and glue it on? I think we're going to just put the thing over and glue it on. The problem is, that looks simple enough to do. It's when it changes direction and goes down there. Anyway, let's crack on with it. So we'll keep that. We've always got a job for that because it separates the wall. This here is my neighbour's wall. 100%, that's my neighbour's wall. That's the wall of his garage. So who knows, whatever in the future, if he decides to pull that down, I've got no wall. I have to build another. So when I do eventually get round to building a wall here, which I should do really, I always like to keep a separation, a good separation, so that if for whatever reason he decides to pull that down, he can do, and the suction of this wall, although it'll be right up against it, he won't take my wall down trying to take his wall down. That's his wall, 100%. So it's up to me now to build one here and make sure it doesn't connect. So if in some time in the future he decides, not even the next one or the next one decides to pull that down, you're safe, aren't you? He's not going to pull your wall down by pulling his wall down. So that plastic will do. I use it always to separate, although I'm right up against it and touching his wall. I always use it to separate, especially down the bottom when I put the floor in. Keep that separation away, like future-proof, you know. And it's the same look about building it, the wall in. I like to build my roof inside my wall, and then the roof sits on legs. I have done films of it. It's on a post there, it's on a leg, see. So this roof sits, maybe we'll go next door, yeah, we'll see next door, but this roof sits just inside the top of the wall on this, because the fall is going that way. That wood is right at the top of the roof, and the sheets go over the top, and then it's got a corner piece, you know. It did bite me on the bum here a little bit, because I don't know if you can see the steel, but I've had to put a face on the I've had to put a face so I can nail things to it, but I've had to put a steel box behind here. It was wood. It was that was sitting between the pillars, and the wood was on top of that, and the roof was on top of that. Well, first of all, the roof began to move, so we had to put the big beams in on it. And then I can show you better around here. Let's show you better. I've had to do that one. Well, I did that one anyway, but I replaced that was wood, and we cut it out, replaced it with a steel one. And this back edge, we cut it out, didn't we? We cut that out, and we've put a steel one in underneath now. But of course, it all depends on what you've got, what you make it out of, and your budget at the time. Yeah, because obviously steel box is way more expensive than wood. It was the same here. I had these 3 long bits of woods, or was it 4 long bits of wood to do the roof? But they're a bit long and they've moved, so yeah, afterwards I had to get the steel beams in to secure it, because this thing was moving about. Yeah, that was beginning to crack. And yeah, I did make a few homemade clamps to hold it together, but ultimately it had to be replaced. And I guess we could do with one more here. This isn't showing any signs of problems at the moment, but I guess this will be the next one to change into steel. But I bought a big long one. A mistake I did, I bought one big long one. I thought, well, that's simple. Punch a hole out there, shove it in. But it was way too heavy to handle. We couldn't handle it. So in the end, we had to cut it in half. And a man came. It was cheaper to get a man here to weld the plate on the end than what it was in transport, just to send the beam back to have it cut to be sent back here. So we sent for a man. That's not my welding, by the way. No. We had a professional welder come in and weld plates on the end to the size we wanted. Do you know, you live and you learn, don't you? Every job you do, you know the next job you could do a bit better. And of course, always budget. If you've got an unlimited budget, you can have it done the best way, but I just have it done with what I've got at the time. So this is an example of, I should have done it in block in the first place. This was a wooden fence. Well, you know, and then I turned the wooden fence into a wooden shed. And then a vehicle, I don't know what it was. I have my suspicions, but a visiting vehicle or a vehicle came and banged into it. So now we've put steel protection on it, and we built it out of block, which we should have done in the first place, because I think if I would have done it at the time, it would have been 500 quid done and dusted. But obviously a few years had gone by, 5 or 6 years had gone by, and it had perished. So I don't like wooden buildings. If I can get away with it, I'd rather a block, because they're way more durable than wood, and less maintenance. Okay, now and again I've got to come and paint it, keep it tidy, but yeah, you can't beat a block building. So if you're thinking of building a shed and you're thinking to live a little longer, maybe beyond 10 years, then I'd recommend do it in block work, if the councilmen aren't going to come along and tell you to take it down. Yeah, so this is our protection, look. It's our corner post. So the thing is, when they see this, they know they're going to come off worse, so they keep away from it. So it's been a deterrent from the corner, plus a protection from the corner, with a big steel post on it. Because, you know, they're entitled, the neighbours are entitled to have deliveries, entitled to have skip wagons, to have gravel and sand delivered. And the thing is, it looks a lot of space, but you come up here with an 8-wheeler or come up here with a tipper wagon, it's quite tight in it. And if you're not really on your ball, it's Reggie's corner that gets copped. So we're gonna, do you remember we had the roof done? And the little roof above the bifold doors, and the roofing man came and he used this this rubber stuff. It's quite thick, it's quite good. So we're going to use this as a big band across the top of that, and we're going to stick it, because I'm not really a bitumen man. I mean, ideally I suppose could you warm it up and put bitumen on and stick it with bitumen, but it's dangerous stuff, that bitumen. Wow, it spits at you and bites you and burns you, doesn't it? So we've got some of this stick anything to anything stuff, and we're going to have an attempt at that. And I've cut it into a couple of lengths, the little bit that I had left, and we're going to attempt to stick it. Hey, and James, before you ask, it looks like Debbie's sawing it with her bum in it. Is that? Debbie is sawing the head. Hey, you want to see your bum moving? What? Do that again. No. You do that again. Look, saw that. Ready? It's like two bears fighting under a blanket. Here we go. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Debbie is trimming. So you're trimming the bush with your bum, aren't you? Yeah, Debbie's giving the front edge. This is again the last trim for the year, innit? We're going to do the pom-pom tree.
I'll tell you what else, Shiggles.
Yeah. Ooh!
Sorry, boys.
You're getting all excited now, aren't you? So we're going to use this Gorilla Glue. The advert says it'll stick anything to anything, won't it? So I thought 3 tubes should be enough. We'll soon see. I mean, the advert says it's it'll stick anything to anything. It's meant to be Reggie proof. I mean idiot proof. I mean Reggie proof. I mean idiot proof. I mean Reggie proof. So if this idiot can make something stick with it, it must be darn good stuff. Yeah, it don't look that good, does it? Showery weather. I'm going to wait for this shower to pass by, because we did get soaked in a shower yesterday. So I'm not going to take the risk. Let this shower pass us by first. Bring the electric in. It's just beginning to drizzle. Damn. So today we're going to hang this on the wall. It's 37, isn't it? Let's have a look. It's 37. So it's got to be 37 off the floor at least. The pivot point is there, so it's a bit shorter. So 37 brings us to there, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's got to be at least that tall off the floor so it folds down. So let's put that much safety into it. Let's put the block underneath 37. But between where it pivots and where it mounts, there's a height difference, isn't there? And that height difference is about 5 inches. Yeah, 5 inches. So 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So these holes have got to be around the 42, isn't it? So let's measure 42. And where does 42 bring us? Ooh, close to the plug. Close to the plug. Can we afford to come down slightly? Can we afford to put it there? Just underneath that. Can we afford to put it there? Just underneath. I don't want to go on a joint. I don't really want to go much lower, but we have got wiggle room. I'm going to just put it here. I'm going to start here, put the first one here, measure across, Reggie level across. Well, I could even put a level on it, couldn't I? Yeah, let's level that across. Put the hole here, put it in, hang it, see what it looks like, take it off, put it back on. Yeah, that's the plan. We'll get this banged in today, see what it looks like. I think it was a wise move waiting for that cloud to pass, because it's piddling down now. Oh, damn. Again, Deb. Oh yeah, fish fingers on toast. Lovely. That bell has come in really handy. I was round the back, out of reach of the Alexa in this garage, and the garage in the back. So it's worked. Alexa, stop. I never said a damn thing. But if you're out of the reach of the Alexa, the little bell works really well. Do that again. I didn't press the bleeding button. I do like this. It's nice because it's taller. Trouble with the Passat, it's low to get out of. You have to heave yourself up out of it. You know.
Oh no, this wheel's the same as mine, I think.
Similar. What do they call them? Laser cut or whatever it's called. Press a button. Look at that. Plenty of room in the back. The trouble is, I do tend to carry stuff, don't I? So I think this has got to be the way to go. This has got to be the way to go. We like the estate bit. The tallness, look. We like the ease of getting in and out. See that now, watch. When you come around here, you just basically sit down. So you can sit down, and look, my feet are hardly touching the floor. So it's quite easy just to swing into. And it's a Puco. Well, look at that. Put your foot on the brake. All these modern cars are all the same. Yeah. Looks, well, safe in a bump as well. Volume. Yeah. Steering controls. 8-speed automatic. Wow. Well. It's got to be the way to go. It's got to be the way to go. They're okay, but they're low. Yeah, climbing in and out of them.